Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do my natural nails. So these are my natural nails. As you can see, they are quite long. My nails grow thick and long and healthy. If you would like a video on my nail health and how I make them grow so long, I can make a future video on that if you are interested. Just leave me a comment down below and I'll do that sometime in the future. I'm currently wearing the shade Bubble Bath from OPI, which in my opinion is like the perfect like natural pink shade. It just flatters so many different skin tones and it's a really popular color from OPI. If you're interested in my tips on nail polish application, how I get a flawless base, how I make sure it's not streaky or patchy, and how I encourage my nail polish to dry faster and last longer, please keep on watching. Some tips that I have for nail polish application are let each coat dry entirely before you apply another coat. If you apply one coat of nail polish and it's not properly dry all the way through the enamel before you apply another coat, you're going to have a dried layer of enamel on the top and then it's going to be wet underneath. Nail enamel dries from the top to bottom, so it doesn't dry all in one go. That's why sometimes when you touch your nail polish, it's dry to your finger, but it still leaves an imprint because underneath that top layer of nail polish, it is still wet. So make sure that before you apply your next layer, it is dry the entire way through your nail. Another thing to remember is practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect at nails myself. I just try to practice as much as I can and use a steady hand. I try really hard to have a steady hand when I'm doing nail polish because it helps my application be more easy and smooth. Also, be mindful of the weather when you are applying your nail polish. Nail polish dries best on a cold day, believe it or not. With hot days, a lot of the time what can happen is that top layer will dry and underneath will struggle to dry because that's just the way the enamel works usually for nail polishes. So a lot of the time I recommend doing your nail polish on the colder day of the week if you can help it. Or another tip is if your nail polish is struggling to dry, you can do a lot of those cold related hacks. Some people put their fingers in a bowl of iced water, or sometimes I used to go and like run in front of my fridge, open my freezer door and like stick my hand in there for a sec and then it'd be dry. But you can do whatever you find most helpful. I just recommend turning your heater off, and like I wouldn't recommend doing things like using your hairdryer to try and dry your nails faster because that's just not the way that nail polish works best. So before I get started, this is what my natural nails look like. They're just pretty long and thick naturally. I also do a couple of things to make my nails grow long and thick. So if you're interested in seeing that, I will post a video on how I keep my nails healthy. I do file my nails before I paint them just so that they're even and like kind of have a similar shape. I'm no expert at shaping nails, so as you can see they're not all similar, and my pointer is like a bit different to the rest of my nails. As you can see, it's kind of like curved, whereas the rest of them are more flat, so it just ends up being more pointed for some reason. But anyway, that's what my natural nails look like. Before I get into nail polish, I make sure that there's no leftover nail polish left on my nail or no nail glue left on my nail, that they're filed and clean and smooth and ready to begin with. Then I get the back of my like nail file and I push up my cuticles along the edge of all my nails just so that they're out of the way. I don't do a crazy job of like removing cuticles or anything like that, but I just push them upwards so that they don't get like in the nail polish and stuff like that. By the way, when I'm doing this, I'm being very gentle just because I don't want to rip that skin around the cuticle. That's a really delicate area. And also I'm using my Manicare nail file, which is just from Manicare. You can buy that at Woolworths or Coles, or many Australian pharmacies also sell these. So now that I've completely prepped my nails, I'm ready to start painting them. If I was to use a like lower quality nail polish, such as like an Ultra 3 nail polish, I don't feel like this is very good for your nails, and also this might stain your natural nail. So I do like to go for a base coat. This is an Orly base coat. It's called the Bonder and it's a rubberized base coat. It kind of gives like a bit of texture to the nail and helps the like nail polish stick better to your nail if you apply this first. So yeah, that's just a base coat that I've been really enjoying at the moment. However, a lot of the nail polishes that I like are like quote unquote good for your nails. This is the Treat, Love and Color, and it's supposed to strengthen your nails. They are brittle. My favorite nail strengthener nail polishes are the OPI Nail Envies. This is the shade Bubble Bath and this is the shade Samoan Sand. This is my perfect nude color and this is my perfect pink color. And so today I'm going to be going in with OPI's Bubble Bath. And I'm not going to be using a base coat just because this nail polish is like a nail strengthener nail polish, so it kind of is good for the nail in itself. So I just take the brush and then I put my hand down. This is kind of hard to do with the camera on top. And I apply a thin layer. And you might be like, Emily, this is a waste of time. This nail polish is like the thinnest layer ever. I think that with nail polish, if you apply a thin layer first and let that dry, it becomes easier to build opacity over the top of that. So when I apply nail polish after my base coat and I go into my colour, I always go for a thin layer first before I apply a thicker layer of my colour. And that way I'm able to, first of all, even out the base of my nail, and then when I apply a second layer of nail polish afterwards, I'm able to apply a thicker layer of nail polish, and it just looks more even, and I'm less likely to get streaks or patches, and I feel like it also dries faster. I am by no means a nail expert, but when I dip my brush into the pot, I wipe off any excess so I don't have too much excess on my brush. This is kind of hard because I'm painting with my non-dominant hand. I really gently push the brush up to the cuticle and then swipe downwards so that it deposits the product at the top and then just takes the rest down the nail so it's smooth. Oh, this is so hard. I hate doing my non-dominant painting. If it goes over the edge, I don't really stress too much just because I feel like nail polish comes off so easily from skin because it's not supposed to stick to skin. So I feel like it comes off with water really easily. Or something that I like to do is just like wipe it off, but I'm not like fussed about it, especially with more natural colours. It doesn't look like that bad, so. Now that I've applied a thin layer of the nail polish to all of my nails, I'm just going to let that dry completely before I apply my second, more opaque layer. My nails are now good and dry, so I can like touch them and they won't smudge or anything. They're all good. So I'm ready for my second layer of nail polish. Depending on nail polish's opacity, means how many coats I do. So with this nail polish, I probably do up to 3 coats. It's kind of a more sheer formula just because it's more of like a nail strengthener than like a pigmented nail polish, but some nail polishes you only need like 2 coats. So as you can see, applying the second coat now, I'm able to use a lot more like product on the nail to make a more thicker layer, and so it makes it a lot more intense than just like one thin layer. So that's the like comparison there, if you can see that. And so yeah, for this nail polish to be like properly pink and pigmented, I'm going to go in for probably 3 layers. Just there, I got a little bit of nail polish too close to my cuticle there, and I'm not really into that look, so I just got my nail and like wiped it out. So this here is 2 coats versus 1 coat, and you can see that 2 coats is a lot more pigmented, and this will dry a lot faster now that I've applied a thin layer and then a thick layer rather than applying thick layer after thick layer after thick layer. So that's my second layer, and I'll do the other hand now. So I just painted my right hand off camera. I did that off camera just because I'm a little bit more confident using my left hand painting while I'm able to move my right hand a bit more, so I did that out of the space of the camera and the desk. But yeah, now I've painted my nails a second time. I'm just gonna let them dry, and then I'll come back to you when I'm ready for my third coat. The second layer is now dry. I can like touch them, they're all good. So now I'm gonna go in for my final layer, and I'm gonna do like not a thin layer but not a really thick layer for my final layer either. I'm just gonna go over them like just to fill in any gaps that I can see so that my nails are nice and pigmented. Oops, sorry, I was out of the frame. So as you can see, for this nail polish, it takes 3 layers for it to be completely pigmented, but I kind of like that buildable aspect of this nail polish just because sometimes I want a sheer wash of pink, especially from like a quote-unquote strengthening nail polish, so it's good that this can build an opacity and also look nice when sheer. That is how I apply my nail polish to make it as perfect as I can make it. It just looks like this now. So yeah, this is what my nails look like today. I'm filming this intro and outro a day after I actually did my nails, so I don't have any chipping or anything yet. As you can see, I actually left this hand at 2 coats because I was lazy, but this hand is at 3 coats. So you can kind of compare the opacity there. With the nail polish that was on my skin, most of the time I usually just get a finger and like wipe that straight off using the like side of my nail there. But if I do find there's anything left over, I find it really easy to remove that in the shower. The hot water makes your skin kind of like soft again and it just like pops right off. I just like can flick it off really easily. I don't find I have a huge difficulty with removing the nail polish from my skin if I do go over. Sometimes if my skin is more dry, I find that the nail polish is more difficult to remove because the skin like kind of clings onto it more. So recommend maintaining your hands moisture, just using a hand cream and stuff, and that not only keeps your hands soft but also makes it easier to remove like excess nail polish and things like that. And yeah, that is all of my tips and like tricks on how to do nail polish the best that I can. If you have any tips that you'd like to share, please leave them in the comments section down below. I'm always down to learn new tricks and tips to do better nail polish. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more content from me. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in a future video soon. Bye!